Let me check something here. Okay. Alright. Hi, everybody. This is Ginger, and this is Ginger's Chat Show. And I'm kind of winging it today. Tomorrow is New Year's Eve. So I hope it's going to be a quiet New Year's Eve. I know. I know other places that are having issues. having issues with fireworks. Uh, I think fireworks should only be reserved for 4th of July, not twice a year. Because there are a number of people that their pets ran off and everything else, and you have people with PTSD, those that came back from the wars and everything. So you gotta be a little considerate there, guys. Hi Nancy. Today I'm honoring President Clinton, or not Clinton, but President Carter. I don't know if any of you remember him. When I was just 18, well, 1975, I was 18. Then there was, next year, I was voted for my first, actually, I was 19 in 1975. I was 18 in 1974. He was president from 1977 through 1980, Nancy. I didn't vote for him. Mainly it's because I did not like the way he treated the athletes, U.S. Olympic athletes that worked so hard for 4 years to go to the Olympics and represent the United States. That was the only thing that really kind of bugged me, and I felt that was kind of petty on his part. I felt it should have gone on and showed at that time, yeah, I know he ran against Reagan in 1980. I felt that he should have done was let the athletes represent the country and show through our actions who we really are and how we do things, instead of letting the Iron Curtain have its way. Back then, remember, through the 70s and through late 1989 is when the Iron Curtain was in place. The communists. Okay, when you had the USSR and most of Europe was under Russian rule and everything else. I think not boycotting the Olympics was really not the answer. Okay, you should have just kept politics out of it and just promote sportsmanship. That was the only thing that really kind of irked me. Of course, at that time, I was busy going through college and everything else, going through junior college. And then I started working for Boeing in 1978 or 1979, and I was really busy working a lot of overtime then. So I wasn't really paying attention, but I remembered a few key things with it. Other than that, when he got out of office, he promoted humanitarian, make sure that there was fair voting, and also he did Habitat for Humanity. He built, I think they did the record 4,000, well over 4,000 homes for those that needed homes. He did that. Both he and Rosalind did that. And of course, I remember him fighting cancer off and on. And of course, he lost his parents and his brother and his sister to cancer. Um, but anyway, Reagan was okay. He did okay. The only thing with Reagan was that, sure, yeah, he was kind of an outsider, but he did run for, he was the governor of California. So he did have some governmental experience compared to he who shall not be named. He who shall not be named did not start at the bottom and worked his way up. He didn't do that. He just went straight to the top. And of course, he didn't really want to learn the job. Now, in the other news, with he who shall not be named, he lost his appeal on the E.G. Carroll case. And I thought that was really funny. You think the guy would learn. You really do. He keeps putting these appeals in he's been told no time after time. So really, Trump, what part of no you don't understand? Hi Dorothy. So I'm getting to the point where I can't stand him. Now, I don't know if you watched Midas Touch. They were talking about the 14th Amendment and everything else, and the part that I just don't get and don't understand, you think the Supreme Court should read what it really says about the 14th Amendment. They said any government officer. But guess what? The President of the United States is the government officer. And since Trump started insurrection, which he did, we all saw it on TV, right? We saw the guys urging the crowd to march down to the Capitol and stop the steal and everything else. And he started the insurrection. Well, Trump should have been disqualified right then and there. And also, I can't understand why what they see in him. I really don't. Trump is not very smart, okay? He has an ego. He doesn't want to follow the rules. He does not want to follow the law. And he should not allowed to be president. Now there's talk of pushing Congress to reject the Electoral College Act, which happened after the Civil War. Okay, Electoral College Act and the 14th Amendment, Section 3 and Section 5. They should just disqualify Trump then and there and give the presidency to Kamala Harris. He's not qualified to be president. He broke some serious laws. He's a convicted felon. And Trump should not be allowed in the White House, if and ever. Well, people say, well, Ginger, he won lawfully. I don't think so. Because you remember during the election, I couldn't believe how fast the numbers ran up. Electoral College ran up. Normally it just takes, it takes time and everything else. Not all the votes were in, not all were counted in, yet they declared him president, thinking that he won. I had a hard time believing that. I really did. So, all in all, I just hope Congress has some common sense and say, look, Trump is not qualified. And he should not be allowed to be president ever. And and also they should double check the electoral college votes too. Double check those. Um, and as far as President Carter goes, I'm sympathies to his family, and it was basically inventable. I was wondering since Rosalind Carter died last year, I was wondering how long it was going to be for President Carter to pass away. He was approaching 100. He made the 100th birthday. He voted for Kamala Harris. That's what he wanted to do. He wanted to see a woman president. That's what he really wanted to see. And so do I. And he lived a long life. That's 100 years. That's pretty good. Very rarely people make that age bracket. Usually they're up in the 90s, late 80s, the 90s or middle 90s, but very rarely make it up to 100. And he's one of the few that made it up to 100. Look at Jack Benny. He made it to 100. There's a couple of other celebrities made it to 100. So, other than that, we need to push at Congress and say, hey, we need to disqualify Trump. We really do. And say, we need a proper person in government to be strong, with a strong backbone, and will not let Russia or North Korea or any other bad boy countries push us around and push Trump around, push the president around is what we really need. And also over the weekend, what happened? I think over the weekend that Russia lost one of its ships in the Mediterranean Sea. You'd think Putin would learn. He should have not started this war. And it's also kind of funny that, not funny, how should I say this? During church yesterday, our pastor was talking about what we don't like to see no more of. In other words, we don't want to see things anymore, or actions occurring anymore. And it's so funny. People say they want to get rid of bullies. They want to get rid of bad actors and bad politicians. Some say no more politics, which is kind of hard, because politics has even gone on during biblical times. So anyway, that's that from there. Now, from what I understand, with President Carter, his funeral is going to be on January 9th. And it'll be in the same pattern as Rosalind Carter's. Hers was held, his memorial service was held at, first it's going to go to Washington, D.C. Well, first he's going to lie in repose lie in state at the Atlanta Capitol, and then there will be a memorial service, and then he will go to Washington, D.C., lie in the rotunda there in the capital, nation's capital, and then he'll be at the National Cathedral. and then they will fly him back to Atlanta, and then he will go to Martha Church, Baptist Church in Plains, and then he'll be placed to a private burial service next to his wife and his farm. Um, so that's going to be happening all day Thursday on January 9th. As President Biden says, it's going to be a national day of mourning more than anything. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and sign off. I want to wish you guys a very happy new year, and I hope it is a happy new year. And I'll see you guys on Friday. Let me check my calendar. Just a minute here. Okay, I will see you on January 3rd. So have a happy new year. Take care, stay safe. Be sure to insist, persist, and push back. Talk to your representatives and senators and say, hey, remember, you work for me, you work for the people, and you need to listen to what we're saying. And also, they need to, on January 6th, they need to, I think, disqualify Trump. They really need to do that. And put Kamala Harris in her as president. Because Trump should not be president. He is a convicted felon, and he should be in prison. So, okay, have a happy new year, and I will post this on my YouTube channel. Hope all is well. Take care, and I'll see you on Friday. Okay, talk to you later. Bye-bye.